Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio. Let's go.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Hi, this is Melba Moore, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
Yo, check it out. What's the deal? This the chef. Giving a big shout out to my peoples. Big KS, you already know what it is. Salute.
What's up? It's your girl Monifa, and I'm hanging with BKS1 Radio.
Hi, I'm Iyanla Vanzan, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
BKS Radio, baby.
Hey, this is Jasmine Guy for BKS1 Radio.
What's going on? This is Lamont Rooker, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Shout out to BKS1, the best kept damn secret in the business.
Hey, what's up? This is Raven Goodwin from BET's Being Mary Jane, and shout out to BKS1.
Hi, this is Leon. You're watching BKS1 Radio.
BKS1. God bless y'all. Wyclef Jean, BKS.
I did that a little earlier today, but what I want to say is hello. Hello, we are back, and I know that you have not seen this duo that you are looking at right now in a very, very, very long time, but guess what? Guess who I got in the building with me? Do y'all see her? Do y'all see her over here? Let me clap that up again. Right there. Let me clap that up right now. I got my bestie, your bestie. She's everybody's bestie. Yes. She's a lot of people's bestie in their heads. We'll talk about that later. But I cannot. I have my bestie in the building. Miss Queen Bee is in the building, everybody. I'm going to clap that up one more again. And we are doing the show right now. Yes. And
I'm just
Miss
getting my
Queen Bee.
contacts together.
Okay, you go ahead, because we sharing out the show to all the different pages.
Yes.
All of that. But I want to know, Miss Queen Bee, you were back in the building. So I want to know, first of all, I want to say welcome back, sis.
Thank you.
Welcome back for doing the show with us. We don't know if this is like a permanent thing or not. We just going to catch up right now. Like I talk to you every day, but you know what I mean? We just going to catch up with everybody that's been watching. And, see what they think about a bunch of different things. Mm-hmm. But first and foremost, how are you, sis?
Cannot complain. Cannot complain at all. Life be lifing.
Life be lifing.
Life be lifing.
It be doing it.
A lot happened since I've been going.
You think?
Right?
You think?
So got my master's, got married.
Yes. Okay. Get us up to speed. Go.
Got my master's. Yep. Got married.
Okay.
Totally changed careers.
Boom.
Had a grandbaby.
What? Okay.
Shout out to Zori,
who looks just like you.
Thank God.
Just like.
No, she does. It's so funny.
She does. That's your twin.
She does.
That's your twin. She looks just like you.
And I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to her.
Mm-hmm.
Kids are growing. Everybody's expanding.
Mm-hmm.
Daughter's in college.
Mm-hmm.
Senior year.
Mm-hmm.
My little ones. Shout out to them. They are growing.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
You tell me.
I mean,
sis.
just everything.
Look, you tell me.
And you know what? We got a couple months to 24, and guess what? I'm coming for everything. Everything.
Okay.
I'm coming for
everything.
everything.
What else you got left? What's on the horizon before we get into these discussions?
Oh God, I mean, me and you talk about this. We brainstorm about this, but definitely a book on the horizon. Definitely some poetry, some more poetry.
I actually talked about that last week. My guest who was on, shout out to Dr. Darcella Sassones, was talking about doing some live poetry, and I was telling her the shows and everything that we used to do. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, if we ever do one again, we'll definitely make sure we have you on.
Absolutely.
So, Okay. Book, poetry.
And shout out to my beautiful wife. I got to shout her out because that's who holds me down, Queen Bee. You know what I mean?
Yep.
She knows every version of me, and I love that.
Yep.
Who doesn't find it robbery for me to go and do this stuff that I do?
For you to be here.
Yes, for me to be here.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
It take a lot.
It take a lot.
It take a lot. But I'm good. I'm back. I'm back in the building. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Norm who gives us this platform.
Yes.
Who I've always been grateful for because he literally is the dopest person in the world.
We just gonna keep clapping. We just gonna clap all night.
I gotta give him his flowers because he's the dopest person in the world. Wouldn't have known this business. Wouldn't have known nothing if it wasn't for him. And I am grateful because I've brushed shoulders with a lot of people because of this man.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I have to say, you're welcome. I have to say, I truly thank him for it all. I do. For it all.
Absolutely. Listen, I as you all can see, I have my shirt that says, I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to talk in the mic and show y'all my shirt. The shirt, I'm gonna move my straw from my alcohol. It says curate
your squad.
Your squad.
Yes.
And let me tell you why that is so important. Creating your squad, creating the people you around, making sure the people that you are around and the people that are pouring into you and you're pouring into, making sure everyone has a purpose and serves a purpose in your life and they're not pulling from you.
Absolutely.
And they're not draining. And I'm proud to say that while in the process of curating my squad, Norm is a part of that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So shout out to him. Shout out to the station. Shout out to Jeff, who is very patient and tolerant with us.
That is my boo.
Considering his name is Short Fuse, but he's very patient and tolerant with us. Some days I come in here screaming and hollering, and he just sit and listen and go, and then laugh about it. Other days I come in here, I don't want to talk. Other days I come in here and I'm just fine, and I'll talk his ear off. But shout out to him. I'm going to clap him up too.
Well, me and Jeff have talked about everything under the sun.
Yeah.
Everything under the sun. On rides home, everything. That is my boo. He knows he is my boo. I always tell him the same thing all the time. He's my boo.
Right.
And he's just cool. Just a cool dude to be around.
Yeah, absolutely. So shout out to the team, shout out to the squad, shout out to the station, and so again, as for you, catching up, you told everybody a little bit about, some of your life changes and things that have happened since you've last been on the show. And like I said, we're just catching up right now, and we'll decide for the future how things are going to go. Again, I have literally talked about you since you've last been on the show, and I've always said, my show partner has some things that she has to do in life.
Yes.
She has some places she has to go. She has some things she has to do. If she finds that she needs to circle back and come back and do this, that is on her.
Right.
She is more than welcome, no matter what it is, no matter when it is, and we'll just keep the show moving. So it is what it is.
We got a lot to talk about.
We got a lot to talk about. So since you've been gone, Since you've been gone, I've shifted the show a bit.
Okay.
Sis, okay. So the show, when I came back in March, because, I had taken some time off myself. Okay. When I came back in March, I had told everyone that historically the show was always about having those tough conversations and being transparent and just making sure we were healing ourselves as a people. However, by the time I came back in March and everything that I started going through last year, which you know about personally, it became more about a healing journey for me personally.
Absolutely. I agree with that. For me too. I agree.
Right. It became more of a personal healing journey, and it became whatever I'm learning, if I can help those who are watching, then so be it. And vice versa. If they have any tips, tools, or whatever that can help me along this journey, we are going to share them all together, and I'm going to bring on people, and I'm going to have content that is going to coincide with individual healing. So not necessarily us as a people. However, if we begin to heal as a people because of these conversations, so be it.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. But my focus, that's a part of it. But my goal is personal healing for myself and for others. So since then, we've had a lot of guests on the show. We've had a lot of therapists on the show. We've had the amazing ladies of Yoshida Academy, that is Minue and Ange, who have come on every month, and we have talked about red flags. We have a red flag series. The Red Flag series has gone from family to relationships to corporate to the most recent was Red Flags in Friendships. I'm going to take a sip.
Are we ready? Are we ready for this? Okay.
Red flags in friendships, and we talked about that. And they'll be back on, I think as soon as next week, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And we're going to continue on. I'll also be starting another series. Shout out to Dr. Darcella Sessoms, who was on last week, and we were discussing healing as well. She is a licensed social worker, and she asks a number of different questions. She works in a women's prison. She is the head, and we have last week the question was about removing masks in regards to healing. Okay. And then we're going to be moving forward, and we're going to be discussing. We have about 4 other topics, so we'll at least have a 4-run series with her. I also have some of the brothers. Our brother Jason from Beards and Bald Heads, right here on BKS1 Radio on Monday nights, which is a little too late for me to watch sometimes because my bedtime be like 6:30, especially now that we turn the clock back. Yes. But he'll be on the show in a couple of weeks, and he's gonna have some gentlemen come in because while we're on this healing journey, most of my guests have been women.
Okay.
I don't want it to just I don't want it to be just women guests.
Men gotta heal too.
Men gotta heal too.
Yes.
How are we doing all this healing and they aren't?
Yes.
We need to be having these discussions with them as well.
And I think we have more discussions than them.
Of course we do.
Because they're conditioned and taught to hold
not
everything
speak.
in. Yeah.
So,
you're a man.
You're a man. Yeah. You don't necessarily talk about your feelings.
Yes.
You don't necessarily talk about, what's going on inside. Right. So there's that. So they're going to be coming on too. And then I have another set of guys that are going to be coming on. So we're doing this healing journey from a number of different perspectives right now. And so we have a lot to talk about and a lot to get to. But right now that we got bestie time going.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's rock.
And we got some drinks in our cup and we are back here for tonight. I want to go with healing just from, personally between you and I. So one of my questions is, we know that you have done so much in your life over the time period from when you were here before to being here now. Okay. And one of my questions is, first and foremost, one of your biggest life lessons in this time period.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. I asked this question to all the kids.
I know, and I should have been prepared for this.
I asked this question to literally
I got one for you. So.
Okay. Every year when the kids have a birthday and we all go to dinner or have parties or whatever it is, I always ask all the kids, what's your biggest life lesson so far in life? And now, granted, they're all in their 20s. It is what it is. And they'll say whatever it is they learn. We discuss it and we go from there. But for you and for our audience, what is your biggest life lesson?
This year.
Yeah. So, from the time period that we saw you last to you sitting here now.
I have so many.
Let's go. Let's discuss.
Sus,
we got some time.
I think, and you guys know I'm brutally transparent.
And I'm a sip while you talking.
I'm always transparent. I feel like when I'm transparent, I free everyone. I think.
That's good.
I have been on a personal journey. I will say there's been some ups and there's been some downs. Okay. Like there's been some rocky times. Oh yeah, there's been some rocky times, some journeys, some but I am relearning myself. Because let me tell you this. And I think you know this, but I'll share this with the world. Okay. A lot of times we have goals. We have goals and we have journeys and we are motivated by things and we have a journey that we go on and we don't know the direction of the journey. We don't know where it's taking us. And sometimes
we just know we want to go somewhere, but where is just...
Sometimes the unknown is scary.
Oh, absolutely.
Sometimes the unknown is scary. And I think I was faced with literally maneuvering life without structure, without me. Because let me tell you this. I'll give you an example. my goal was always I wanted to get my master's before my daughter graduated college. That was always my goal. Get my bachelor's before she, goes to college and get my master's before. I did all that.
Yeah.
There's so many checklists that I did.
Yeah.
And then after the checklist is
Now
gone,
what?
Now what?
Now what?
Seriously. Yeah. Now what?
Now what?
And when you surpass some of the things that people say you wouldn't do, now what?
Ooh, but that's strong. Some of the things people say you would not do. Okay, go ahead.
That's strong.
Mm-hmm.
That's strong. That is deep, and it's like, okay, what do I got? What's next?
Mm-hmm.
What's next?
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't set some things after you've accomplished those things that one, people said you weren't, naysayers, two, the things that you had on your checklist and your goals, it's like you kind of stop at a certain point.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's like, well, what's the goal after you've done that?
What's after that?
So I have learned, school has always been my forte. You guys know that. I'm always wanting to be educated about everything, not just one thing, not just nursing, not just everything, whether it be African-American studies, whether it be what went on back in the day, whatever. I want to be educated about it all, right?
Yeah.
Well-versed.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying my journey now is like, okay, what's next?
Okay. That's where you are now.
That's where I am now. What's next?
So the lesson was
for the next 40 summers.
Right. So the lesson was I've achieved everything, but what do you do? I get the question, what do you do afterwards? But what was the lesson in it all?
My thing is, the lesson is this. Again, I feel like I've done the things that people said I wouldn't do. I have. It's like all my life I've lived like I'm answering them. Answering them. They are the little voice. Their little thing on my shoulder where I'm like, well, B, you got to do this. B, you got to do that. B. And after I've done all of that, now what? What do I do next? And the life lesson is there's so much more goals. Yeah, you've answered them, but there's so much more goals. There's so much. What do you want to do? What is it that you want to do? Because most of the time we live our lives thinking we have to have a checklist for all the things that people, one, say we wouldn't do. Two, it's like I live my life with answering. I wouldn't do the master's program. Oh, I did that. And I did that.
So you're living a reactionary life.
That part.
So what you've learned about yourself in this time period is that you've been living a reactionary life. You've been doing things in reaction to whatever it is that somebody was saying.
That's it.
As opposed to being proactive and living for you.
And guess what? I'm living for me.
Okay. Why? Why ain't this doing what I wanted to do? Is it alcohol? Okay.
I'm living for me. I'm living for me. Right. And don't get me wrong. I've worked, I've worked towards that. I've always worked towards that.
Yeah.
But literally, I will say, thank God I had all the education that I did, because when I did get laid off at my job and I did had to go back to some things, I've had some things I had school under my belt. I had license under my belt as a nurse. I had things under my belt. So I could literally be like, oh, okay, well, you know what, B? What I'm going to do?
Yeah.
I literally had the option.
You had options.
I had options.
Yeah.
But again, after we've done all of those things, it's like, what's next? What's next? And it was scary to me. And I've learned to just take the leap. Take the leap.
Faith.
Size of mustard seed.
Okay. Okay. I don't want to start preaching with this Tito's, but you know what I mean? That's a bit sacrilegious. But I'm just saying, but yeah. Faith. Okay.
And then nothing looks like, I remember us saying this before, nothing looks like what I known.
What?
Oh, God, everything's different.
What?
Everything's different.
What?
Everything's different. And God will do that.
From the last time you was on this show to right now? If you just think about every single thing from the last time you was here.
It's different.
Till right now.
It's different.
Girl.
It's different.
Girl.
But thank God we still got each other, right?
Look,
That's what I'm saying.
Look.
We still got each other.
We got each other.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that part.
Look, that's the green flag in the friendship,
Yeah.
okay? In this
Yeah.
in this
A green flag.
relationship.
I hate you.
That's the green. No, it is.
It
You
is,
have
though.
red flags,
And
you have
green
yellow
flags.
flags, and you have green
Green
flags.
flags, yeah.
And you need to be able to identify what a green flag is, because that helps you to curate your squad.
And it's
Okay?
important to have a solid squad. Let's talk about that for a minute.
First of all, shout out to my boy Katab. This is his line. This is his Heathen's line of Heathen's Guide to Life. And one of his rules is to curate your squad.
And it's important to do that.
And what? It's imperative that you do that,
It is.
especially at this age and this stage in life.
Yeah.
The people that you are surrounding yourself with have to have a purpose. It
Absolutely.
needs to be intentional. You cannot have any relationships that do not serve a purpose.
Well, just like we said, I am to the point where I don't, enough is enough. Like, certain things are just too much. So I'm okay with living the simple, quiet, I don't want to be bothered type of life.
Well, I'm on simple, quiet. I don't want to
That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
I'm on simple, quiet. Don't want to be bothered, sis.
That's where I'm at.
Especially now, since that daggone time changed since Sunday. Like,
Yeah.
4:30
But thank
feel
God
like
I needed that.
feel like 3 in the morning.
I needed the hour.
It feels like 3 in the morning to me, and so that means I go to bed at 7:30 and don't bother me, leave me alone. So
I want to talk about.
Go ahead.
Let's move to this. I want to talk about some things, some hot topics.
Go ahead.
That we missed, me and you.
Okay.
That we literally would have talked about.
So that was our catch up.
Yes,
so
that was our catch
So
up.
our catch
So y'all
up
got the
was
catch up.
how you've been for the last time period
Yes.
since you've been here till now, and now we can just go into some of the fun stuff.
Some of the fun stuff.
Okay.
Is Remy Ma cheating or not?
Oh my God, are we really coming back to this?
I just want to know, is she cheating or not? I'm Papoose and Remy. Somebody tell me, what's the deal?
Okay, so this is our first hot topic we going through.
The no frills Papoose with the no frills Papoose. What?
Yeah, because don't he look just like she got a
is
type?
she cheating
She
or
got a
not?
type. She got a type. She got a
Now
type.
I read yesterday that she was actually, she's in battle rap and she's his manager.
I'm gonna take a sip to that.
Is that true, guys? I want to believe it. Because she was just spotted at the game.
Listen, I don't know what people be doing in their marriages. I be trying to. I
just want to know.
I don't be involving myself in people's marriages.
so
I don't
sad.
know if she's cheating on that
But
man.
is it
or
right?
not.
Because he did
But
all the time with her.
You don't know what
Chanel?
happened in their relationship, what's going on in their relationship, if it's warranted
It's the time.
for her to do it.
It's
If it's
the time
not
he did with her.
warranted. Right. That's what
Guess
we
what?
are all focused on.
I'm not
right.
doing bids with anyone.
Absolutely not. Bids. 24 hours.
24. Soon as
Two.
they say.
I gotta turn myself in. Soon as they say.
No,
Soon as they say.
No, it's not that.
Sis.
It's not that.
Sis.
It's the. It's the cops got me right now.
Sis.
That part.
No. Before the cops got you,
Don't call me.
if you got a warrant and I get a phone call, sis, that say
It's over.
I gotta turn myself in. Sis,
Okay.
wait, sis, have I?
It's done.
Sis, have I done it?
Yes. Yes.
Sis, have I done it?
Yes.
Oh, okay then.
All right.
Well, let me. Okay,
I'm saying, what kind of advice do you give on the phone, though?
Keep your head up,
Keep it. Okay.
Tupac.
Okay.
Keeping your head up.
Okay. I'm just saying.
So I'm done. I'm not doing that.
It's the
Do you know
call.
how old I am?
Yeah.
Do you know how old I am?
We got 40 more summers.
What I look like?
You right. You right. What you look like?
You have a collect call from.
You do that too well. You do that too well. Absolutely. It's a no for me.
What's what?
It's a no.
It's
Okay. I'm
Girl,
just saying he did the
bye.
bid. I just feel bad. He wasn't out in these streets when she was out, and somebody tell me. Talk to me.
God bless them. I don't know what they went through. I don't know what's going on in their relationship, marriage, whatever.
But I don't see them together.
I don't see them together. You know what is it? There was a lot of people that broke up this year. My thing is,
what does that mean?
I don't know what that means, and I don't know what that's about. But there was a lot of people.
Give me an example.
Tiana and Iman, and you know that one broke my entire
but they didn't
heart.
break up.
Why? What they do?
They have an open marriage. They're still married.
Yeah, but
it's just open.
But they ain't.
It's open.
They ain't opening together no more. They was opening together.
You don't know what
before.
they doing. It's just open.
I don't know. I don't like it.
She is with a beautiful girl though.
But they are my favorite people.
They are. I've had the pleasure of meeting her. And
they are my favorite people, and I was very, very, very upset when they weren't together. I was very upset about that.
Not upset.
Okay.
Because it's open.
No. I was upset about that.
Someone else. Go.
I
next.
need them to be together and raise them to.
They are.
Beautiful
They're
little
gonna raise
girls.
them. They're gonna raise them. Next.
Okay.
Who else?
All right. Let me see. So it was Tiana. It was Jeezy left Jackie Chan. So there was that. We don't know what happened with that situation and that relationship. There was that.
Next.
There was when did Megan and Devon break up? Franklin. When did they break
Who's
up?
Devon?
What's his name? Devon?
Who shot her? Who shot her? Tori?
Stop.
Wait, no.
Megan Good broke up with Devon Franklin.
That was 2 years ago, though.
That was 2 years ago? Okay.
Yeah,
all
but
right.
we didn't
Because
talk
she's
about
with
that.
Jonathan Majors now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they broke up too. But they were like, him being a minister and all of that. Like that was a whole thing.
Maybe they weren't equally yoked. They weren't. They weren't. They weren't.
So there was that was like, oh my God. Then who else?
Megan's a fly girl.
She is.
Yeah.
She really, really is.
Yeah.
I love
that lady
Megan
that
Good.
checked her about her outfit.
Oh yes, I do. I love Megan Good.
You gonna cover up.
You stupid.
She said that.
She did say that to her. Who else broke up recently? I felt like there was like a bunch of people back to back.
I just want to say that I think relationships take work.
Of course,
relationships take work. And to be a part and to be for a relationship, it takes a lot on the soul.
Oh! Ask me, sis. What I learned in the last year. Go ahead, ask me,
I ain't
sis.
get to you yet.
Okay,
I'm trying to get
go ahead.
rid of hot topics.
No, because it's along the lines of this.
Oh,
but go ahead.
Help us.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you gotta ask me.
Okay, ask you. What have you learned?
Oh, sis, me?
Within the last year.
Oh, sis, me? Okay.
Okay.
Along the lines of these relationships and breakups and all of that stuff, I learned that I was the man in all of my relationships.
That's deep.
Ain't that some deep?
Wait. Can we just pause for a second? You were the man?
I was the whole man in
high
all
school,
of my
you was the
relationships.
man, homie. Okay, so what? I mean,
that's what I learned.
Put me there. Put me in your thought.
So
Please.
I learned that I was going into relationships operating out of masculine energy.
I've done that.
As opposed to feminine energy. What'd you say, Jeff?
No, don't listen to what Jeff is saying.
What'd he say?
Could you go with your thought?
Stupid.
Go ahead.
So I learned I was operating out of masculine energy instead of operating out of my feminine energy.
Well, how'd you get there?
Trauma, hurt.
Okay.
Leads to a shift in behaviors.
Absolutely.
And I started doing more and expecting less. Mm-hmm. And that creates a shift in the dynamic of relationships. So I was attracting men who were looking for protectors and providers out of females. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, I was the protector and provider in a relationship instead of the nurturer. I was doing it all. And so that's what I've learned from the last time that you were here until now, is that I can't do that, and I can't operate in that masculine energy anymore, because I did not know that that was masculine energy. I just thought that that was what I was supposed to be doing until I learned that that's not what I was supposed to be doing. And then I went back to a sermon, sis, from Bishop Jakes. You know, that's our bishop. I went back to a sermon from Bishop Jakes, who began talking about women require love in relationships and men want respect. And the problem is I wasn't respecting a lot of people, but I was too busy loving them. You want to take a sip? You want to take a sip? Because I am.
Say that one more time, that last part.
I was not respecting the people I was in a relationship because I was too busy loving them. So I was too busy being the protector, being the provider, giving them experiences, showing them things they had never done before, putting them onto stuff, being the family person, creating the family, doing everything for family. I was doing everything that men do. And anytime you have that power dynamic shift in a relationship, you're going to have a problem.
My page.
You're going to have a problem, and it's not going to work.
It's funny because I see, and it's funny that you say that.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this, and I always have said this. I grew up with all boys.
Absolutely.
Very, very hard for me not to be somewhat masculine, and I don't mean that in a way that in a negative way. I think my brothers have taught me, strength. They've taught me certain things. But what I will say is, I remember maneuvering in relationships as if I had more masculinity.
I remember us talking about it on the show.
Yeah, than softness. And I see now, it's funny because I see now T-shirts that say the soft girl era, this, that, and the other.
Everybody is on this whole soft girl era, right?
And it's cool to be. But I think the piece of that is, and I don't care if what type of relationship you're in. I don't care what type of relationship. And I say that to say heterosexual, homosexual, whatever. And homosexual is strong. I hate whatever titles and things like that. But what I'm saying is that I think your partner is the person that brings out the softness in you. I think that life makes you hard.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that life makes you hard. So I will say, coupled with the fact that I was raised by boys, but then there was a lot of times that I had to do a lot of things by myself.
And when you get, as a female, when you get in the headspace where you're in survival mode.
Absolutely.
With children, with people depending on you, it's very hard to then pull back and become soft.
You can't.
In the midst of trying to trust someone new in your life.
Absolutely.
And so this is the problem that I'm finding. It's not just me, but with a lot of either black women or I'm going to say marginalized women, right?
Okay. Perfect word.
One of the issues becomes I am used to figuring it out.
Okay.
I am used to making sure I get to the yes.
Okay.
I am used to making sure that something is getting done.
Okay.
And I am used to making sure that everyone will be taken care of.
So then are you deemed controlling in relationships because of that?
Oh, of course you are.
Okay.
Of course you are. You are deemed controlling. You definitely emasculate whomever it is that you're with in whatever way, shape, or form. You emasculate whomever it is that you're with, and it causes problems because again, there is a role dynamic where there is a reversal, and anytime there is a reversal, and if you're in a heterosexual relationship and men can't act like men and women can't act like women, you are going to have a problem.
Okay.
you are going to have a problem. And there's honestly, there's no way around that. And you have so many of us, I'm saying marginalized African-American women, there are so many of us that are so used to doing our own. We're used to being the fixers.
Absolutely.
We're used to making it happen.
I think we as women anyway
are
used to being the fixers.
Yeah, absolutely.
But this is my thing. I think the softness, again, I think your partner allows you to be soft because I promise you, soft is who I am right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I literally, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I thank God that I don't have to do it alone. I thank God that I don't have to come up with a
solution.
With the solution
all the
by
solutions
myself
to the world. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad that I have somebody that's like, can I just run this past you?
Yeah.
Or can we just come to this together? And it forces me to develop a plan and an action together, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Seriously.
And honestly, and
shout out
that's
to my wife.
Absolutely. Shout out to her. And my thing is, that's what I'm waiting for. Somebody that's going to tell me, go sit down, and they got it. And it's not just in talk.
Absolutely.
They really actually got it.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's what I'm waiting for. So we were having this conversation about the love versus respect quality, right? And the love versus respect thing, you have to choose, as a woman, you have to choose a partner that is going to give you something to respect.
Absolutely. Because, I mean, it's funny.
It's easy for us to love a lot of times. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that comes with just relationships.
Right.
But what the funny thing is that that's deep. Mm-hmm. That's deep because it's almost like they always say, oh, you know, I'm trying to lead. But where are we going?
Where we go?
And how are you leading?
How am I emasculating you and you don't even have a plan of action for this household, for this family, for this anything? But me, after doing everything by myself for years, now I have to submit to you.
Yeah. To what?
And what am I submitting myself to? Mm-hmm. Where are we going? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Where are we going? Mm-hmm. I have to be able to trust your vision.
Right.
I have to be able to trust your actions. And in doing so, in trusting that vision and in trusting those actions, then I will be able to submit to you. That is the respect part. So that means in the event that you're giving me something to respect.
Absolutely.
That means I know that you got me. I know you're going to take care of me. And it's not just a wish. Mm-hmm. It's not I'm looking to take care of you. I hope I can take care of you one day. No, it's really you got me.
Yes. Oh, that part.
You got me.
Oh, that part.
You got me.
That part.
But how do you do that? So that's why I say for me,
I was read what Denise said too. She said, I agree. I'm single and have to be alert. She said, I have to be alert when I'm outside instead of having a guy who is there to protect me. That's why I exude the masculine energy.
Yeah.
However, if I had a guy, then I could be warm and fuzzy.
Yeah.
It's one thing to let, I keep saying my partner, like I keep saying that I thank God that I was given the space and granted the space to be just that and do just that.
Yeah.
Because it took a while, you know that, to even be with somebody and you say you got me because I'm looking at you at the side eye like
yeah.
You
no, you
sure
don't.
you
do
got
you really?
me?
Look, do you
know?
really?
Do you got me?
Right.
You got me when?
When?
At all times?
And how? And how? Wait. And what am I going to owe you?
That part.
What am I going to owe you after you have me?
Yep.
What you understand what I'm saying? What is that about? So. Again,
they don't even make sure you go to the car no more.
What?
That's a whole nother.
Did you get home?
Did you get home?
Did you get home?
Tomorrow?
Are you in the house?
That part.
Are you safe?
Yeah.
Like, forget all of this stuff with these young girls, because honestly, I think a lot of these young girls on the TikTok machine. You hear me? I'm gonna sound real old.
You sound old.
These young girls on the TikTok machine, got the whole game. They freestyling right now.
Yeah.
So all of that, you got to pay all of my bills before I go out on a date. You got to make sure my kids ate. Girl, them kids is your dang responsibility whether you go on this date or not. But my whole thing is, if I came to see you, do you know if I got home? If I'm driving home and maybe I got a 45-minute ride. Do you know if I got home?
But can I just say this?
As a man?
And that's all good. Like all of that. But the visions Like, because without, vision, people perish.
Yeah.
We know that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The part of the vision, do people have vision?
I don't think people have vision. I think a lot of us, unfortunately, I don't know who that is. I think a lot of us, unfortunately, are in survival mode.
Yes.
I think a lot of our men are in survival mode,
Absolutely.
and I think a lot of our women are in survival mode. And in doing so, you are not able to think outside of that very moment.
Yeah.
To even consider other people. And then there's a lot of people that don't know that you were supposed to consider other people, i.e., henceforth, therefore, why I knew these things and in turn operated out of masculine energy.
So we full circle.
In my relationships, because now I'm calling to check on everybody.
Right.
You good? Did you get home safe? Did
Right.
you make it? Do you need anything? You
Right.
all right? You this, that, or other. Now I'm doing that when I should be expecting that from others.
Right.
But wasn't getting it. Now, was I not getting it because I was operating in my masculine, so they figured, okay, she doing it, I don't need to?
So what are you doing?
Or was I not getting it because that's just not who they were?
So what are you doing now?
Absolutely nothing.
No. Because you realize that. I mean,
Nothing.
No, this is my thing. Knowing is half the battle.
Absolutely.
Right? So you're functioning on that. What are you doing to be more softer? What are you doing to embrace the soft girl era? What are you doing?
Well, like you said, knowing is half the battle. And so now that I've had that realization, no, I'm not dating or doing any of that stuff right now.
That's
but
fine.
but
really, honestly, hold up, sis. You said you're not dating or doing anything because soft girl era is not for everybody else. It's still for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know that, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely. I'm just saying I'm not practicing on anyone right now. This is just, all me learning and me figuring this out and me understanding what I need to do next time around, how I need to be next time around, who I need to be next time around, what I don't need to do next time around. Because you start off in a relationship operating out of masculine energy. What do you think is going to happen throughout the duration of the relationship? That is going to become an expectation. If that's the type of person you ended up with anyway, then it is going to be an expectation for the duration of the relationship, however long it lasts. So just me recognizing the space that I need to take up and who it is that I need to be moving forward. So, this is all in theory now because, we talk about this on the show a lot. Even, when Queen Bee was here and even individually, you can do all this healing and all this stuff that you want to do single all you want. But the fact of the matter is none of those theories you come up with in your head are going to be tested until you meet someone and you actually have to execute.
Absolutely.
So again, I'm in my theory phase. I'm in my learning phase. I'm in my what I feel like is gaining wisdom phase. And I am in my healing phase. And then I feel like eventually I will be able to test all of these theories out on whomever else it is I meet or whoever else it is I end up with.
I think even though I'm in a space where I can be a soft girl, I think that there are times when we slip back into whatever situations presents itself.
What's familiar?
What's familiar? So I always catch myself in that. I have to remind myself like, girl, you're not in this alone.
Yeah.
Oh, girl, you can just
relax a little bit. Don't take the world on your shoulders.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's the part.
Yeah.
That's the part.
Yeah.
I don't know. World on your shoulders. I want to move on to Coco.
Who's Coco?
Coco, the tennis player.
Okay, I'm like, you got Coco the tennis player, you got Coco SWV, you got Coco Ice-T's wife.
Not SWV.
You got a whole lot of Cocos.
And not that one.
Coco Chanel, who took my whole DJ name because that's my name, but whatever.
But I wanted to talk about Coco, who's doing an excellent job as a Black tennis player.
Okay.
I'm super excited about her journey. She did not just win. So she was a little disappointed, but I'm glad. She reminds me of a little Venus. She really does. And I think for her young self, she's done well. And I think she's hard on herself. But the one thing I want to talk about is the disparity in tennis.
Okay.
Really quick, I just want to brush on that. I don't know if you followed it or whatever, but when she had to tell the ref that she was allowing her counterpart to have more time, and she was never ready when she was like giving her the ball, and everybody deemed her aggressive. Here we go. Deemed her aggressive. Deemed her, oh my God, she's saying this or whatever, and she's like, no, I had enough. And
I've had way too much Tito's to have this conversation.
But thank God she was in New York, and them New York people was not playing.
Right.
And she actually was able to, and she was actually in the right. So, but it took a while for them to notice that the girl wasn't ready.
So here we go with that, right?
Aggressive. Why are we being aggressive?
Here we go with that.
And I hate that people don't know the difference between aggressive and assertive and passionate.
Well, you're not going to know the difference if you're looking at somebody's skin color. There is no difference if you're looking at somebody's skin color. So, shout out again. I shouted them out a couple of weeks ago, but I'm going to shout them out again. Dr. Claire Greenford and Dr. Charmaine. I mean, not doctor, but Charmaine Greenford, who are twins who I've been talking to and I've been working with, and we have been talking about a lot of different DEI issues, for Black women, for women of color, in the workplace and just in the world, and just creating space.
Well versed on that.
Just creating spaces and showing up and all of that whole thing. So shout out to them, because we talked about this a couple of months back. Girl, it all comes down to the color of your skin.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. If you say, no, I don't want to do that, it is a sign of empowerment if you are a couple shades lighter than yourself. Okay. But it's aggressive if I say it.
Right.
That's all it's going to ever be.
Okay.
That's all it's going to ever be. The color of your skin is going to dictate whether you are aggressive or not.
Absolutely.
So there's never going to be anything that we personally are going to be able to do about it. I don't care how soft you say something. I don't care how hard you say something. At the end of the day, the fact that you feel like you have the autonomy to speak on your own volition is going to be a problem. I don't care.
You're not a robot.
No, but you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be. You're not supposed to be seen as a human being. You are not supposed to have an opinion. Or if you are, be grateful where you are. Right. Be grateful you made it to here. Be grateful we recognize who you are. Be grateful for how far you've gotten and what you are doing. Be grateful for all of that.
Yes.
So in your gratefulness, do not complain.
Absolutely.
Do not tell me how you feel. We do not care. We are just going to keep moving. So that's going to be everywhere. That's going to be in tennis, girl. That's going to be in pickleball. That's going to be in dodgeball. That's going to be everywhere. Yeah. That just is what it is, unfortunately.
But shout out to her.
Absolutely.
And she's making a lot of stride. I chuckle a little bit because everybody was like, said to her, all the money that you got to pay off your student loan. She was like, I live at home. Like, I don't have any bills.
I don't need that.
Yeah, she was like,
that's your struggle, not mine.
She was. It's funny.
That's your struggle.
Very candid about it. Like,
don't put your struggle on other people.
Personally,
don't put your struggle on other people.
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, but don't put your struggles on other people. Yeah. We do that a lot on social media. Girl, you should be focused on this. No, you should be focused on this. That may not necessarily be my story.
I think that's important. I think no. Because we put a lot of traumas on other people,
of course,
right, that we've gone through. We put a lot of traumas on other people. We put a lot of our own agendas on other people. Yeah. We put whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. We do though. We do.
Of course we do.
And I think it's not cool. Like,
a lot of people need to mind their business.
Please. Pick your struggle. Don't pick my struggle for me.
Right. A lot of people need to mind their whole business. Like, that is what it is. You know what I mean? So.
Oh, I do want to say, because it's almost like, no, it is a year since Shanquella Robinson passed away, and nothing was done about that. I literally woke up this morning.
And you did an amazing
thank you
poem
I appreciate that.
About that entire situation.
Yeah.
Last year at my job at
Yeah.
NJPAC,
Yeah.
we had a poetry night. Shout
Yeah.
out to Monifa, who
Yes.
also hosted. And you did an amazing
Thank
poem
you.
that night, so that was awesome.
Which went viral, which was great, and
Yeah.
it's still trending right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Oh, you just threw that at. It went
No,
viral.
it
I mean,
did. I don't know.
it
It's
is-
just no.
it
I'm
is
not
what it
saying.
is.
I'm not saying it like that,
No,
but I
I'm
think it's
messing.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Like I think it's hilarious because I literally never meant for anything I've done to go.
But
viral.
it did.
But it did. It did.
And that's a good thing.
But the one thing I want to say is it's been a year, and I'm just kind of saddened.
Of course.
By the fact that like nothing was done, and I
That
don't know what
somebody's
they're
daughter
doing.
went on vacation
Right,
and her friends beat her to death.
Yeah.
You
And
think?
Tamika Mallory, I actually woke up this morning.
Shout out to Tamika.
Yes, looking at her speech.
I have to
in
find her
regards-
interview that we did here on the show with Tamika.
Okay. In
Yeah.
regards to the situation, and I'm just like, I don't know. It was on my spirit today. Like I said, it's 1 year. It's on my spirit today, and I just was like, oh God.
Yeah.
You know, just. I can't imagine. So again, shout out to her parents. Thank you, Denise. Shout out to her parents. Shout out to friends, her real friends. You know, that literally lost someone.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm just sad. about it.
That's sad. That's a very sad
that
situation.
part.
And you know, you raise your children, they're in their early 20s and they go out in the
And you
world
expect them to
and
have a great time.
Yeah, and then when adverse events occur,
Yes.
it's
I just
very
want somebody
disheartening.
to be held accountable, and that's the part for me.
Absolutely.
I don't care if I don't get it. I don't get it. They got the video footage. They got whatever, and I'm hoping that justice is served at some point.
At some point.
So I just want to.
I mean, that's legal justice.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
Well,
you and I both, we are old enough to know that you will never go scot-free from that.
Oh, absolutely.
The people that really know what happened are never going to live a good life.
Right.
And there's never going to be a moment where they're not thinking about what's happening and it's not going to eat them up.
Someone will remind them. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
It ain't even someone there. Your inner psyche, you can't. There is no way that kind of trauma or something happens, or you inflict that kind of trauma, and your life doesn't reflect that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Your life is going to reflect every
Absolutely.
bit of that.
I agree.
And
I
they're
do agree.
young though; they don't know.
They don't know.
They
will.
don't know.
They will.
They don't know.
They will.
But yeah, their life will, unfortunately, for everybody in that situation, because it's honestly, she died, but it's a bunch of young lives ruined for foolery and foolishness.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that's it. That is it. All right. What other hot topics we got?
What we got? I mean, what happened in the world? Everything.
There was a lot that happened in the world. I don't quite remember it.
2023. What's your theme this year?
Healing, obviously.
Definitely healing.
I'm on a healing journey.
Anything else?
No, I don't want to do anything.
Do the work.
I want to do the work. You know what I mean? As Auntie said, I want to do the work. Yeah. I am completely and utterly on a healing journey, and that's why, honestly, doing this show has really and truly been therapy for me.
It was always like that for us.
Yeah. You know, and I have my own therapist outside of this, but it has really and truly been therapy for me.
You brought that up. Mm-hmm. Because what I want to talk about is the fact that are we still, as women of color, are we still not getting the therapy that we need? Or do you think that it's going to a point where we have actually, after pandemic, post-pandemic, do you think that mental health has been, I don't know, things that we deal with mentally been addressed in the way it should have?
I think mental health has been number one on the agenda for a long time now in the African American community, and I don't think it has the taboo that it once had.
Okay.
I think we are still getting our brothers to really come to terms with a lot of that.
I agree.
But I think for us as women, a lot of us are seeking therapy and are seeking help.
I hope so.
A lot more than we have before. You still have a lot of these older generation folks, people like my mother and your mother.
Yeah.
They be like, I ain't telling the man about my you know what I mean? You still have a lot of them that still have that scheme of thought. But I think in our generation,
I do want to say some things.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if you are, there are a lot of times when older, I'll say, no, I'm not going to say just period. Sometimes you are identified as the strong one in your family, right? Sometimes you're identified as the strong one in your family, or, you signed up for a position that you totally.
I'm going to just keep drinking. Go ahead.
You signed up for a position that you totally did not sign up for.
Yep.
You
go
are
ahead. signed
up for a position.
You have been voluntold.
Yeah, voluntarily.
Voluntold.
Involuntarily.
Mm-hmm.
All that.
Involuntarily voluntold.
Okay. And to a position where you take care of the family, or you just are the matriarch, or you're the little mom, or whatever you want to call it. Because I always said when I was growing up, I was always the little mom.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say there are people out there and little dads and whatever that take the roles in their family, and they are the patriarch or the matriarch, or they are just the go-to.
Yeah.
And I would advise that to anyone. I don't care if you're taking care of your parents, you're a caregiver. I don't care if you are just deemed the stronger one in certain relationships.
Mm-hmm.
The strong one needs therapy too.
What?
The strong one needs to vent too.
Of course. Therapists, that's what we were talking about. Therapists have therapists.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So whomever you are, what role or position you play, you need help too.
So you need to seek therapy, period.
Yeah,
I don't care
absolutely.
who you are. You need to seek therapy.
Absolutely. Let's make that a 2024 goal.
But
for
let's make
lot
it
of
a
people.
goal that we talk about those things that we need to talk about too. Like the ones, no.
People ain't ready.
What? Not ready.
People ain't ready.
I think that we need to discuss all the things that's eating Gilbert Grape.
Oh,
I always say that.
I'm gonna discuss all the things or person. I'm a journaler, drink water, go to therapy, do some yoga,
grow your edges,
pray, grow my edges, go back to school. You know what I'm saying? I'm I'm all those things.
Yes.
But I think as a people.
So I say that because I was listening to TD today, the one you told me to, and he said, some of the happiest people are, we really don't know that they're depressed, or we don't know that they're down, or we don't take the time. And he said there's a reason why a lot of comedians are
committing suicide.
Have committed suicide, and are committing suicide because we don't realize that the funniest person in the room is the one that also hurts.
They're
the
always
most
the
too.
saddest. Yeah.
And I just want to embrace that. I want to embrace it all. I want to embrace anything that we endure. I talk to every single. Again, this is a woman healing, journey that we're on. But I talk to the men too.
Shout out to them.
I talk to the men too, and I just want to say that we need to heal from everything. Yes. And sometimes what's funny is people will deem childhood not so bad and be like, oh, my childhood was good. But life be life in adulthood too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
we need to recognize that. We need to recognize that sometimes from 0 to 18, it's like, okay, I had an okay life and we don't deem certain things. But 18 to 40 was a doozy.
We talked about last week with Dr. Darcella, we talked about how what we don't realize that getting our first corporate position a lot of times shapes who you are too, because a lot of times you don't recognize who you are and your personality until you get into those open spaces and then recognize who you are. So yeah, there's a lot that goes on in adulthood, but listen, we're going to come back to it. I know we have to end the show now. We got another show that's coming up at 8:30. And shout out to Tiff. I know her 8:30 show. It is going to be her birthday, so shout out to her. Happy birthday to her, because she is absolutely amazing. So I know we can't continue go on talking.
Yes.
But as for you, we are going to come back to this topic. And we're going to come back to the therapy that's needed, and we're going to talk about therapy a little bit more on this healing journey. And girl, you know we got to have you back.
I'm back.
We gotta have you back.
I'm back.
You listen. You know we gotta have you back. You already
Yes.
know how our dynamic
Yes.
is. Again, I talk to you every day, but
Yes.
you know they don't know that.
Absolutely.
They don't know that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So listen, we're gonna come back to that. To our topics. Are we gonna have you back anytime soon?
Of course, you'll see me. Don't worry.
Listen,
and if there's any topics you guys want us to discuss, please text me. Put it in the chat.
Yeah.
Reach out.
Yeah.
All that good stuff. It was great being on the show again.
Listen,
thank you for
have
everybody
been-
that tuned in.
Yes.
Seriously, thank you for everybody that tuned in and shared and all that good stuff. You will hear me again.
Listen, you have been the best part of my day, sis, because
Thank
I
you.
was really snippy all day at work. Apologize to those people. Well, some of them anyway. But anyway, my whole point is this has been the best part of my day. Thank you for coming back and joining us again. And we are going to work out whatever it is that we are going to do moving forward. And again, we are still on the healing journey.
Yes.
We are going to be on the healing journey.
Let's heal together.
Let's
heal together.
Girl, that's what I was going to say. All right, listen. We love you guys for watching, and we love you guys for listening, and we are going to continue on with this discussion, and God willing, we will be here next week, same time, same place, different show, and we will see you soon. We love you guys. Bye, guys. Bye. Take us away, Jeff.